Well, thank you. First of all, before I do anything else, I want to thank my dear friend and colleague, Reverend Al Sharpton. We're trying to create a museum of civil rights in the city of New York, and we're going to get there, right, Rev? But he's a dear friend, and every day I'm in awe of his galvanizing voice in support of those people who have no voice, regardless of the color of their skin, the amount of money in their pocket. And he inspires me every day with his good deeds, every day, many times a day. So, Rev, thanks so much for being here and speaking for me tonight. Thank you. And let me say that I'm so honored and have so much gratitude for receiving the James Parks Morton Award tonight, your inspirational founder. In these polarizing times, it's a delight to be honored by a group that brings people together and celebrates human dignity and respect for every one of God's children. I want to thank the Reverend Chloe Breyer, the Reverend Chloe, or Chloe, for her kindness and her leadership in bridging faith and communities, and for a strong sense of advocacy. She really is terrific, and I'm particularly grateful to be honored with Brian Stevenson tonight, a fighter for social justice, a law professor at my alma mater, NYU Law School. The dean is here tonight, Dean McKenzie. Brian fervently believes in equal justice and in the pursuit of justice, and his actions speak volumes to all of us. You know, the focus of so much of my work, and the Reverend talked about it, in the last decade or so, I had a career before talking about Rikers Island, and has been about removing that stain on the soul of New York City, the Rikers Island jail facilities. It is an accelerator of human misery. Over 60 people have died in that miserable place since 2020. The violence permeates every day. 88% of the people are black and brown. 85% of the staff are people of color. And they both bear the brunt of that violence that, again, just permeates that horrible place. It is the second largest psychiatric facility in the United States of America. People don't get the care that they need, and they come out far worse than they came in. For God's sakes, give these people help and not keep them in that, again, just horrible place that no one should be subjected to. Rikers and places like it are a motivation for all of us, for our work. It's an affront to humanity. Every human being deserves respect and to be treated with dignity, and jails are no exception. Anyone who's witnessed inhumanity understands that. Look at Germany, that lived through the Holocaust. They have written into the Constitution that people who are incarcerated must be treated with respect and with dignity. Why can't we figure that out in the United States of America and in New York City, of all places? We can do a better job here through our faith, our unity, and recognizing that we are all interconnected, including the incarcerated. They are our children, our parents, our mothers, our fathers, our brothers, and our sisters. Jails do not exist in a vacuum, separate and apart from the rest of society. The people who come to see their loved ones in jails should be treated with respect, not the way they're treated at Rikers Island. It can't be a place that's out of sight and out of mind. We must reject these examples of mass incarceration that dehumanizes people. It ruins any chance for a meaningful life. It is a place of last resort. No one should be sent to a place like Rikers or anything like it. Only in the last possible instance, a place of totally last resort. First, we have to have education and jobs and housing, and in something so dear to my heart, legal services for people who can't afford it, for people who are going through the most traumatic time in their lives. And that's why we've worked so hard to provide funding for legal services for the poor, over $100 million in the judiciary budget in New York State. That's why we require lawyers, before they can be admitted to the bar, to do 50 hours of pro bono work, to make sure that they have it in their souls, in their DNA, that this is what lawyers do. We don't feather our own nest. We help people. We serve others. That's what it means to be a lawyer, to be a judge, to be a part of the justice system in this country. All of this is about fairness and the pursuit of justice. The first question that I always asked the presiding over the High Court of the State of New York was not Section 323.40. I asked the lawyers, why should your client win in terms of fairness and justice, not in terms of the technicalities of the law? What's fair and what's just? And that's what I've tried to do in my career, and that's what the justice system should be doing. Fairness and justice before all else. That's what Brian Stevenson does when he takes up the case of those people falsely accused. Just mercy says it all, Brian. That's what the Reverend Al does when he talks at the funeral of George Floyd, and when he speaks at rallies against injustice like no one else does. It's all about the pursuit of justice and fulfilling the biblical admonition, justice, justice shall you pursue for rich and poor, high and low alike. We can only have one system of justice. Not one for those who have money and another for those who don't. Not one for the majority and another one for people of color. One system of justice. Everyone gets fairness. Everyone gets justice. Everyone gets their day in court. And that's what the Interfaith Center does by bringing people together, by promoting fairness, unity, and the interconnectedness of all of us under God's realm and vision. So you do such a wonderful job. I'm so proud to be with all of you tonight, and I thank you so much for this wonderful award. Thank you.